and Dakshinayan. See this Uttarayan, Dakshinayan. Uttar Disha is considered to be a divine direction, and the Dakshin Disha is considered to be the direction of death. These are symbolic. Not that everyone going there is going toward death. These are symbolic. So, southern direction is a direction of death, of Yamraji, and northern direction is direction of divinity. So, sun when it moves towards south, it's like its movement towards death. Means those who, with that notion of pleasure, and they are moving towards death only. But those who are thinking about the divinity, they are going towards life. So, tatra chandramasam jyotihi yogi prapya nivartate. So, a yogi, a karma yogi or a karmi who dies in this state of mind, when he dies and when he leaves the place, when he leaves the world and goes, then he goes to that higher plane, Chandramasam Jyotihi. Here it is indicated as the light of the moon. These are all terms. He goes to a higher loka where he comes in contact with the result of his punya, experiences that punya, and again comes back. So, tatra chandramasam jyotihi prapya nivartate. So many times people feel that, especially in the religions and all, people always talk about Swarga and Narak. They always talk about heaven and hell. Most of the religions, they keep talking about heaven and hell. And keep saying that you do this, you will go to heaven, you do this, you will go to hell. But according to our spirituality, according to the scripture, heaven is also, hell is bad anyway, heaven is also bad. Going to heaven is not considered as a big thing. It is not the ultimate, because going there, one comes back. So that is also bad only. It is not it will not lead to the state of enlightenment. So these are the twofold path, Bhagavan says, you should remember. Further, he says, Shukla Krishne Gati Hyete Jagata Shashvate Mate Ekaya Yatyana Vrittim Anyaya Vartate Punaha Shukla Krishne Gati Hyete Jagata Shashvate Mate. He summarizes, he says, this Shukla and Krishna Gati, these are the twofold path. One is the path of brightness and another is path of darkness. And these are a very permanent path of this world. Jagata Shashvate Mate. As long as this world is there, these twofold paths are there in this world. They are Shashvat, eternal paths in this world, wherein one path is where one goes not to return, and another is a path of return. So when a person dies, if he takes this path of no return, then attains that state of enlightenment. So for a seeker of truth, either he attains that state of enlightenment here and now, or might attain in stages by going to a higher world and then gaining that moksha. But if the seeker has not done his sadhana properly, completely, he lacks in abhyas and vairagya, then also he goes to a higher loka, comes back and continues with his sadhana. That also we had seen in the 6th chapter. So these are the various paths which one takes, and they are like authentic paths indicated in our scriptures. So ekaya yati anavrittim anyaya avartate punaha. So one path one takes and doesn't come back, and another path one takes and returns. Further, Bhagavan says, Naite Shruti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyati Kaschana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna Naite Shruti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyati Kaschana. He says, Hey Partha, Partha is another name of Arjuna, Pritha's son Partha, ki yogi, those seekers who knows about this twofold path, they do not get confused. Na ete shruti janan yogi muhyati kaschana. They never get deluded, they never get confused. See, when we are very clear about who am I, even theoretically, who am I, what is my path, what is my goal, where do I stand, where do others stand, everything, when it is clear, there is no confusion is there. See, suppose you are you have come here, you know where the exit is and all. First thing we have to know is exit actually. Even when we board a plane, the first thing they tell is how many exits are there. Very important. Because we don't want to permanently stay in the plane. So what are the exit? There is this. And there are some emergency exits also. People try to pull it at the wrong time. So if one is very clear about the exit and the door and window and where you have to walk and all, it becomes clear. But suppose you are all blindfolded, and then you are told, okay, now you walk back home or go back to your car or wherever. It will be very chaotic like. Half the people will be walking in the other direction and hitting the camera. It will be chaotic. But when our eyes are open, when we are aware of not only where we stand, but where others also stand, and where our path is, where our goal is, when everything is clear, it becomes so simple. Similarly, one may know the intricate path of a city. There are some people who know their city as the back of their hand, sometimes better than the back of their hand. They know each and every gully and all. Some drivers and all, they are expert. Like, if there is a traffic jam here, they take you from another place, and you find traffic jam there also. Then they go from other place. Finally, they come back to the same road, and again the traffic jam is there. Anyway, but a lot of gullies are there through which one can move, one knows. But this is about this life. We should know the various gullies of after death also. What are the various paths and various ways one can move? It's very important. Life is important, but life after life is also important. If one attains that supreme state of realization, that is very good. But if not, then what are the possibilities? And these are revealed in our scriptures, which are authentic. So one knows the yogi. Yogi here means the seeker, the spiritual seeker who knows about this doesn't get deluded, doesn't get affected and attracted by the various publicities and various propagandas in the world also. Actually, in the religious world also, a lot of propagandas are there. Religious people might attract you. Hamare paas aa jao, we will take you to Swarga. In fact, there are even now and in the olden times also, people used to, some priest and others, so-called religious people used to even take, give certificate of that you will be going to Swarga, like. Really. You pay so much for this donation, or you do this ritual, and we will guarantee that you will go to Swarga. So people will pay and bring that this also. हमको मिला है, हेड प्रीस्ट ने पूरा स्टैम्प लगा के साइन किया हुआ है, that you will go to Swarga. But there is no guarantee, and you can't come back and complain also. And you can't take that chitti also with you. It is left behind. It is framed by those who are left behind. दादाजी गए हैं स्वर्ग उनकी. So these are all sorts of things which we should not get involved. A seeker, a spiritual seeker, doesn't get confused. Either actually there is a psychology of fear, either fear or pleasure. There are some religion or there are some religious people who try to frighten people by using the term hell, or attract them by using the term heaven. Heaven is very attractive. You will go to heaven, very nice. Or frighten them that you will go to hell. So fear and lobha is created in the minds of people and they get confused. So Bhagavan says, a sincere spiritual seeker who knows even these two paths, that one of return and one of no return, and understands them deeply, will not get confused. Na ete shruti partha janan yogi muhyati kaschana. Therefore, tasmat, he tells Arjuna, sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. Hey Arjuna, you become a yogi, you become a spiritual seeker. As I have indicated the path, you follow that path at all times. Sarveshu kaleshu yoga yuktaha. You become yoga yuktaha. Balanced in your mind, constantly remembering me, and you perform your duties well. You get things clear in your own mind. Don't be confused. In all fields, actually, there are confusions are there. In the spiritual field, in the religious field, in the worldly field, confusions are there. But as we clear all the confusions from our mind, then we will be able to walk this path more efficiently and properly. So tasmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. And finally, last verse, Bhagavan says, Vedeshu yadneshu tapasyu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atteti tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam Vedeshu yadneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atteti tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. Bhagavan says, tells Arjuna that you become a yogi, yoga yukto bhavarjuna. Because yogi, one who understands what I have taught here, tat sarvam viditva, having understood what is said here, by answering the 7 questions of Arjuna, Bhagavan has not only pointed out the nature of Ishvara in all his various facets, but also elaborately discussed how one can attain that state of enlightenment even at the time of death, and how we should go about our daily routine and what are the various paths which one takes after death. Everything in detail Bhagwan has spoken. So Bhagwan says one who understands this and becomes this yogi. Yogi here means a yogi who constantly remembers, is in tune with that Supreme, and performs his duties also. So you keep on doing your duties. Mam anusmara yudhyacha. What was said before, ki constantly remembering me, you perform your duties. You become that type of a yogi. And if you do that, you will slowly and steadily make your mind pure, and you will attain that supreme state of enlightenment. And don't worry, many times we feel that others may be getting more than what I am getting. Maybe those who are doing different types of yajnas and yagas and special rituals and all, they must be getting nice, good stuff after their death. Bhagavan says nothing like that. Even those who have studied the Vedas, Vedeshu, those who have understood and studied the Vedic rituals and all, or those who have been doing various types of yajnas, variety of rituals, or tapas, those who have done that tapas, or those who have given lot of dana, charity, dana, they get punya. And the phala, the result which these people will get, you will get much more than that. You will transcend that. He says, atteti tat sarvam idam viditva. You will transcend all of them. You don't have to stand in queue behind those people that, let me also collect some punya and attain. Let them go on their path. You become a yogi. Don't feel that you will miss out on something. Generally, people feel they will miss out something. Everyone is, and it's a mass psychology. When everyone is moving in a direction, we also feel if I don't go, I will miss out. Especially on a particular day, particular time, they say that if you take a dip in Gangaji, you will get this. If you go to that temple, you will get that. You will go to this, you will get special punya. So people rush like anything, because if they feel that my neighbor is going, if I don't go, that fellow will get more and I will get less. So let me also rush. You don't have to go here and there. That doesn't mean you should not follow any path. If you are following the path shown by Bhagwan Krishna, then that is the best. He says you will transcend the result of all this other people, whatever they will get, you will get much more. You will transcend them. Atteti sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upayati ja adyam. That yogi who follows my path, he will attain that param sthanam, that supreme abode of realization of that adyam, of that reality which is the origin, which is the very source of entire cosmos. You will be attaining that. So yogi bhava Arjuna. Therefore, hey Arjuna, you become a yogi. Don't just follow the path of collecting, acquiring punya. But you become a yogi. You transcend both punya as well as papa also. Punya vivarjita pantaha. About a great realized master, it is said, his path is free from both punya as well as papa. Yogi yoga niyojita chittaha ramate balon mattavadeva. So Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam. That which is punya phala, the result which is indicated in the scriptures for all this variety of people who follow the Vedas or yajna and tapas and dana, you will transcend them all. Thus concludes this beautiful chapter. We will chant the Sankalpa Vakya also. Om Tat Saditi श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे अक्षरब्रह्मयोगो नाम अष्टमोऽध्यायः। Om Tat Sat is the indicator of that supreme reality. Supreme reality is indicated as Om. We have seen the beauty of that Om. It is also indicated as Tat, that. That is also another indicator. That. What is that supreme? That. That means different from this or beyond this. That. Om Tat. It is also indicated as Sat, real. So, Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su. In this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Upanishatsu, which is like Upanishad. Bhagavad Gita is based on the Upanishad, and it is as subtle and as beautiful and as authentic as the Upanishads. Upanishads are considered the cream of our scriptures. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. In this Bhagavad Gita, the twofold things are mentioned. One is Brahma Vidya, knowledge of Brahma, means theory, and Yoga Shastra means practice. Both the theory and the science of practice means the goal is indicated and the path is also indicated. Just by indicating goal itself is not sufficient. The path also should be clear. So the science of the path and the knowledge of the goal. Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade, and it is given in the beautiful form of a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, or like dialogue between Ishvara and Jiva, God and man. Beautiful dialogue. Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama. This chapter is called Akshara Brahma because it talks about that Brahma, Aksharam, Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Ashtamodhyayaha, the 8th chapter, thus concludes. Bhagwan had started with the teaching of revealing his own identity in the 7th chapter. And he, incidentally, Arjuna had asked some questions, so he took up in this 8th chapter. But then he continues telling about that supreme state or that about Ishvara in the 9th chapter also. And the 9th chapter also talks about the path of bhakti in more detail. It's the most beautiful chapter. And it comes right in the middle of this Bhagavad Gita. So it's the most beautiful, and lot of wonderful things are revealed that we will see in our next Yajna on 2nd of January. So now we will chant the first words of this chapter, 8. Or we will chant 2 verses. This is to indicate that we will study it and contemplate on it. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Ashtamodhyayaha. Arjuna Uvacha. Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam. Kim karma purushottama. Adhibhutancha kim proktam. अधिदैवं किमुच्यते अधियज्ञः कथं कोत्र देहेऽस्मिन् मधुसूदन प्रयाणकाले च कथं ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः. Conclude with a prayer. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ.